Positive Anime Reviews is a review show that is designed for people who aren't very picky about their anime, like me. Most anime I watch ends up in my 5 out of 5 category. My reviews are for those people who are looking for a reason to watch anime rather than hate on it. I am willing to give any and all anime a chance before stating my opinion. Lastly, my reviews are all my opinion and might and or most likely will not match yours. If you don't agree, that's totally fine. Just be respectful in the comment section. Thank you. And as always, possible spoiler warning ahead. Hey guys, Darth Glork here, back with another positive anime review. So today we will be talking about the anime Bloom Into You. Now, this is so kind of surprising for me. I don't often watch so many anime that just came out from the most recent season that has just wrapped up. And I'm like breaking my own record because, like I said, it almost never happens. But anyway, so we will be talking about the anime Bloom Into You. Now, I will also include the Japanese name, but I am not going to attempt to say it because I don't want to crush it and embarrass myself. Anyway, so this is so before the couple things is first you should know that this is a Yuri Romance Anime. So if that is not your thing, you are of course welcome to leave now or forever hold your peace. And of course, no judgment for that. That's the first thing you should do. Next thing you should know, this anime review might get a tad heavy because there are some really important issues that are talked about in this anime, and my review will not be ignoring them. So this review might get a tad heavy because the anime was a tad heavy. Anyway, so now that we are all prepared, so like I said, this is a Yuri Romance Anime. And it just finished wrapping up its season on December 28th. So, obviously, it just very recently finished. But, so, first we will be reading the synopsis, as always, just to give us a better understanding of what it's about. And it's easier to sum it up than just me yapping about it. So, here we go. Synopsis. Yu has always loved shoujo manga and awaits the day she gets a love confession that sends her heart aflutter with bubbles and blushes. And yet when a junior high classmate confesses his feelings to her, she feels nothing. Disappointed and confused, Yu enters high school still unsure how to respond. That's when Yu sees the beautiful student council president Nanami turn down a suitor with such maturity that she's inspired to ask her for help. And when the next person to confess to Yu is Nanami herself, has her shoujo romance finally begun. So, this anime is really good. From what I understand, it did very well, as it 100% deserves to. So, as far as season length goes, now obviously it just finished airing, and at the moment there is only one season, but it is 13 episodes long, so it's not that big of a commitment. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes kind of slowly over a few days, and then I marathoned from 4 all the way to 13 last night and today. And just a little bit last night, and then I finished it up today. So it's not very long. Now we'll be talking more about seasons closer later on, so I'm not going to get too much into seasons and season 2s and whatevers. But anyway, we won't be talking too much about that in the beginning of our review today. So, going into the characters. Now, of course, like lots of animes, the characters are important, but in this one, not only are the characters important, but they are very well made. They're well made, they're well put together, and they're one of these shining moments. They're one of the shining moments in this anime. So, of course, our first main character is Yu Koito. I think it's how you pronounce her name, and she is pretty much the one of the 2 main characters, and then of course there is the other main character, which is Toko Nanami. Now, the anime revolves around those 2. There is a few supporting characters, but no one is quite as important as Yu and Toko. And there is Sayaka, and then there's Maki. There's a few other characters, but again, they're all supporting characters. So the story is really about Yu and Toko. So, they're really well made. I think a very important facet or piece of this anime is the fact that it's realistic. What first stands out to me, thinking about looking back, is it is very realistic. A lot of anime you watch, and for a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people get this, but I am a Yuri nut, so maybe they won't get it like I do. But in a lot of romance anime, you notice a lot of there's a lot of either fluff where there's nothing serious going on at all, or there is so much extra needless drama that it's just it's like needless, over the top. It doesn't feel realistic. You know what I mean? That in real life, you could totally solve by just talking, like telling the other person what's going on. But it just doesn't happen for the sake of heightening up the tension. And, well, a really strong point of this anime is that it doesn't do that. Now, there are issues that are talked about in this anime. There are issues, but they're ones that would really maybe be a real problem in real life. There's stuff that really hits home for me personally, and that is something that you should, that if nothing else, you should stick around for that, because the anime is very realistic look on love and other issues that is often not touched on in very many animes, or most any other media, and it's not very well talked about. Now, some of the issues this anime addresses, especially ones that hit for me, is that there is Toko, one of the two main characters, the student council president. There is a lot of backstory, but there is self-esteem issues that go on, and there is a sort of a kind of a complicated love issue between you and Toko. But again, a lot of animes, it's like needlessly like tensious. You know what I mean? They heighten up drama and issues, but in this one it was realistic. Now, it was just really good, and or Koito, if you're going by her last name or whatever, she feels in the beginning kind of like a weirdo or an outcast, because when she gets a love confession, as the synopsis said, she doesn't feel that burning like desire. She doesn't get all hyped up. She doesn't feel her heart rate increasing or anything. So she's worried that she's weird, and she's worried that she can't feel love at all. And that she'll always be the outside looking in. Now, I kind of identify with that too, but not the point. And so, as the series develops, there is growth on her part, as she looks and interacts with Toko, and their relationship is awesome. And at first it's cute, but then as it goes on, it gets past cute, and it gets into real important stuff. And I think that it goes into, like I said, they talk about self-esteem, and there is backstory to explain all that. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about specifics, because I want you guys to watch it and experience it for yourself. But just do yourself a favor and do it. It's just very, very good. So now, as far as animation and music goes, this anime is beautiful. It's very well animated, and the background pieces are just works of art. It's very well put together. The music, wasn't so much like a mind blower, but as you're sitting there and as you're experiencing the anime, the backgrounds and everything is so well put together that it really like helps sell it. That it helps sell its realism, and it helps sell its like serious theme without being like depressing. Because a lot of there is anime that are serious, but they're so serious they border on depressing and like a downer. Well, this anime, it's not so much a downer. There is serious issues, and that they do talk about, and you're rooting for the main couple, Toko and Nanami. You're rooting for them so much, and you just want them to succeed. I'm pretty sure I said Toko and Nanami is the same person, so Toko and you I meant. But anyway, you're rooting for them, and it's just so well animated and well put together that you're gonna want to stick around. Now, it's very, very good. So so this anime, it doesn't resolve as well as maybe it could have. Now at the ending, I'm not going to I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but it wasn't the worst. There is a fair amount. Let's back up. They set up for a season 2. Now, a season 2 is pretty much a must, because there is unresolved feelings, there is unresolved stuff in the anime, and there is lots of heartwarming moments that I think would be best resolved in a season 2. Now, the author, from what I understand, the anime did very well, and that the manga is doing very well too, from what I understand. And the author is talking about a 2019-2020 finishing up the manga. Now, and so there is the season 2 for the anime has not been confirmed yet, but it is, as far as I can tell, widely believed that a season 2 will happen. And at this point, it's an absolute must. It has to happen. Now, But otherwise, this anime was really good, and don't think the ending was so bad that it's going to ruin it for you. Because at first I was upset. At first I was like, no, come on, you can't stop there. But it actually is not as bad as once you like finish it, give yourself a minute to process it, because I'm one of those people that after I finish the anime, like my emotions are all hyped up, and so it's often hard to give it a fair, like looking back fairly is often difficult. But once I did and I took a step back and thought about it, I was like, you know what, there was some pretty good resolution there was growth at the very end for both characters, where you are excited for the next season, because you know that I'm forgetting your name. Let me look. That you're forgetting that you, and that's you, not you as in YOU, but there is stuff setting up for the next season that is going to be amazing, and there is some serious growth that I want to see on Nanami's part, that I want you and Nanami to be happy together, and I mean, as you do in a romance anime, but this anime was just so well put together, and again, shout out to them for realism. It was so refreshing to see something that was a realistic look on romance, and I think it's important to at least represent the type of person where love isn't always something that's gonna, like, you know, make your eyes pop out of your head and your heart rate increases. It's not always like that. That sometimes you have to get to know a person, and then with time you learn to love them, and you realize that you do. But it's not immediate, and I feel like that a lot of the time in today's world, it is portrayed that if it's not like my heart's in my throat and I can't breathe and I'm so excited and I'm hyperventilating, if it's not that, then there's something wrong with you. And this anime was great because that's not what it was like. That it really accurately, I think, represented the other side of love that is just as good, and you're not a weirdo if you don't feel it immediately. Anyway, this anime was amazing. So getting into recommendation and final rating, my final rating is going to be a 6 out of 5. This anime is one of my favorites, and I love it. So this was a hard rating for me to give, honestly, because I was on the fence of a 5 out of 5 and a 6 out of 5, and it was really difficult because at first my gut reaction was to give it a 5 out of 5 because they didn't resolve it in the first season. The first season. But then I was like, you know what? That feels dumb to like lower my score because they didn't resolve it. So here's the plan with this, is that I'm going to give it a 6 out of 5 because I loved this anime. It wasn't, the issues there that were in this anime were real. And a lot of it was so refreshing that for the little bit of drama that's there, and again, the key word is little bit, because it's not that, like the other, lots of dramas in other animes, it makes you like, I don't know about you guys, but it makes me upset. Like, I'm like, come on, just tell them how you feel or whatever. And it just feels so needless. But in this one, the drama that was there was realistic, and it wasn't so. And any little drama that wasn't freaking you out. It wasn't ruining your experience watching it. And there was realistic issues, and that was so refreshing to see. And anyway, so I decided to give it a 6 out of 5 because I was like, you know what? I loved it. And there almost certainly will be a season 2 just because from what I understand, it's going very well. And they perfectly set it up and wide open enough that they kind of have to, unless they want to piss off all their audience, to make a season 2. So, of course, I will be waiting on bated breath for the next season, as I'm sure everyone else who watched this anime is. And I will be ready when the next season is confirmed and drops. Anyway, so recommendation is, of course, please watch it. Even if you're not a Yuri anime fan, and if you think it's weird or gross or whatever, please stomach it for a minute and just look at the relationship and look at the really like important issues that this anime addresses and how awesome it is. So, and of course, if Yuri anime is your thing like it is mine, then stick around. Then absolutely watch the anime to the end, and then be excited for a season 2 that is almost certainly going to happen, just like I will be. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review today. So as far as gaming going out today goes, I have an unexpected engagement that I unfortunately, I mean, not so much unfortunately, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, I don't know. I have an engagement that I suddenly have to get to that I didn't know about, and so I don't know if there will be a gaming part coming out today, but I'm hoping to do at least some behind the scenes stuff, which I will get into if like in the next gameplay part. I won't just talk in specifics in this review, but so there might be a part coming out today, but I think I feel like that it's leaning towards probably not. So you can you can expect something on Monday, tomorrow, but I'm hoping to get some work done today that'll make tomorrow's stuff easier, which I'll explain when it comes up in time. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this content today, and we will talk to you guys later. Are y'all ready for a god-dang video? It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to. I don't know which direction that is, dude. I'm not freaking Sacagawea. Hey, you get off me. We'll talk about this like adults.
Ha! He bought it! What an idiot!
Who would have thought he's Irish? How exciting is that? Suck their life out. Suck their little juices out. I don't know why that's the sound, but whatever.
Finish that beer. Introduce me.
What the what? Thank you all so much for watching, and we will talk to you guys later.